Broadcasting from the University of Michigan, the Michigan Youth Caucus and the University of Michigan College Democrats present DemTV. With your hosts, Josh Strasnick and Dana Cronin.
Tonight's top stories: a Democratic president, yes we can.
Jenny from the block travels to the Middle East.
And California passes Prop 8, then catches on fire.
Broadcasting live from beautiful Ann Arbor, this is DemTV.
Good evening, I'm Dana Cronin.
And I'm Josh Strasnick, bringing you another edition of DemTV.
A bi-weekly policy update brought to you by the Michigan Youth Caucus, the University of Michigan College Democrats, and College Dem chapters from across the state.
Governor Jennifer Granholm began a 7-day trip to Israel and Jordan this week. Granholm will be visiting companies specializing in alternative energy, biotechnology, pharmaceuticals, defense, and homeland security. Upon arrival in Tel Aviv, Granholm took a jog along the Mediterranean waterfront, later saying in a blog post, "At the end of my jog, I stuck my feet in the water and really took it all in. The sights, the people, the skyline, and the sea." Last night, our team enjoyed a welcome dinner at Decca, a restaurant in Tel Aviv. Between bringing jobs to Michigan, eating fish falafel, and meeting with foreign leaders, the governor proves that with her 7th trip abroad, the future of our country lies in smart, aggressive, and progressive leaders like her.
New York Times Magazine published an exit interview with Condoleezza Rice last week, in which she discusses what Barack Obama should look out for while in office. Undoubtedly, this article will serve as a great resource to the president-elect, because after a domestic terrorist attack, an illogical unending war, a tanking economy, and a general decrease in international respect, I'm sure that there is nobody Barack Obama would love to take advice from more than Condoleezza Rice.
And in national news, Southern California has been hit by a series of wildfires that have burned hundreds of homes in recent days. The fire has raged through the affluent LA suburbs of Montecito and Santa Barbara, destroying over 1,000 homes, including the home of actor Rob Lowe. This revelation has transformed the story from a seasonal occurrence to a national tragedy worthy of this fine broadcast. California is clearly being punished by God for passing Proposal 8, banning gay marriage within the state. It seems like the crazy people who yell at me on the street may be wrong about this sort of thing. I wonder if anything else they say may be wrong too.
And now, over to everyone's favorite weatherman, Dan Villamarin, for our political weather forecast.
Thanks, Dana. The political weather is at odds with the universe these days. An electorally blue storm has swept across this post-November the 4th nation, causing color-weary Republicans to set California on fire. Citing an excess of oily rain, Congressman Waxman has challenged our very own Congressman Dingell for the chairmanship of the Energy and Commerce Committee. Hurricane Debbie has since blown in, making Waxman's journey all the more treacherous. Chance of his success? Little to none. Finally, the annual downpour known as El Dinero has once again washed over UM President Mary Sue Coleman. According to the Michigan Daily, she ranks as the 5th highest paid public university president in the country. Coleman is largely credited with the success of the $3.1 billion Michigan Difference fundraising campaign, which begs the question, why isn't the M on the diag plated in gold rather than bronze? And that's the weather. Now back to you, Dana.
Thanks, Dan. It's nice to see you wearing pants. Now on to some sad news here in the studio. My esteemed co-host, Joshua Strasnick here, will be leaving us next semester. Where will you be headed?
Santiago, Chile.
How exotic.
Yes.
Which leaves DemTV with a seat to fill. So this brings us to our newest segment, Test and Anchor, where we will be featuring a new guest host every week to get a feel for the job.
And then you text in your votes at the end of the program.
Actually, we don't have the technology for that. So we'll see. This week we have freshman Ariel Kaye, who will take on our prompter. So with that, take it away, Ariel.
Thanks, Dana. Through the Michigan Difference fundraising program, the University of Michigan has raised an impressive $3.1 billion, the most ever raised by a public university and the 4th most ever raised by any university. The $3.1 billion is higher than the GDP of 41 independent countries, including one in Europe. And yet, the stadium still makes us pee in porta potties. Back to you, Josh.
Thanks, Ariel. You did a great job, and all I do is read a teleprompter, so I think you got this. But it's mating season for deer in Michigan, which means North Campus deer will be out and about looking for a good time. Unfortunately, this means that almost half of car deer crashes this year will take place within the next 3 months. Nearly 50% of all car deer crashes in Washtenaw County occurred at this time last year. Luckily for the deer, if it gets hit by a Michigan bus, it gets free tuition. So, before we go, DemTV would like to give a shout out to Tom Duvall, the founder and former chair of Students for Obama and debate robot extraordinaire, who was interviewed by Wolf TV along with College Republicans chair Brady Smith.
We've heard a lot of promises from politicians in our lifetime. But when I say that this year is different, it really is. It is highly likely after this election there will be strong Democratic majorities in both the House and Senate. What it takes then is a Democratic leader who will be able to push through the agenda that we've wanted for so long, about healthcare, about working towards alternative energies, and about finally getting us out of Iraq. Without the necessary leadership from the top to work effectively with Congress, and who recognizes, frankly, that the last 8 years were not good in basically any way, to recognize and fully turn the page on the Bush legacy, that's something that we really need right now. And that's something that I think that Barack Obama will really bring.
That's one smart guy, that Tom. Now, finally, we'd like to remind you to check out our blog at umishdems.com/blog to discuss the topics you've seen on today's show. You like blogging, don't you, Josh?
I really like blogging.
He likes blogging. And as always, you can download our free podcast by typing DemTV into the iTunes Store search bar. Signing off, this has been Dana Cronin.
And I'm Josh Strausenack.
Thanks for watching. Go Blue
and keep it liberal.